Good morning, distinguished platform. Okay. Good morning, distinguished platform guests, administration, alumni, faculty, staff, friends and family members, and the class of 2021. Welcome to the 50th annual graduation of Kent County High School. At this time, gentlemen, please remove your caps. Everyone, please stand as I welcome Catherine Pagano, or as we like to call her, KT, to the stage to sing the national anthem.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say, does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
You may be seated. My name is Molly Grafton, and I am the senior class secretary. My job this morning is to guide you through the ceremony. At this time, I would like to invite Haley Cox Pemberton, our senior class vice president, to the podium to introduce our platform guests. Haley?
Good morning. I would like to introduce our platform guests. I will begin with my far left in the front row. Board President Joe Getz. County Commissioner Tom Mason. And Superintendent Dr. Karen Couch. In the middle row to my far left is Board Vice President Trish McGee. And Board Member Nivek Johnson. In the back row to my far left is Board Member Francois Sullivan. and board member Dr. Wendy Costa. To my far right in the back row is Senior Class President Olivia Jones. To my far right in the middle row is Senior Class Salutatorian Robert Bourne. And Senior Class Valedictorian Marley Berghaus. To my far right in the front row is Kent County Public Schools Supervisor of Secondary Education and Student Services, Tracy Williams. And Senior Class Secretary Molly Grafton. Classmates speaking on stage today, please stand and turn towards the audience as I introduce you. Rachel Jones, student member of the Board of Education. And Senior Class Treasurer Cameron Spence. Senior Class Historian Megan Speakman. The Class of 2021 Class Advisors, please stand and turn towards the audience as I introduce you. Miss Stephanie Spencer. And Miss Noelle Morris. The 2021 Class Advisors, please stand and turn towards the audience as I introduce you. Okay. The Class of 2021 Speakers and Beloved Teachers, please stand and turn towards the audience as I introduce you. Mr. Brett King. Miss Sarah McCown. The Class of 2021 Kent County High School Assistant Principals, please stand and turn towards the audience as I introduce you. Mr. Mark Buckle. Ms. Shafta Anani. You may be seated.
Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Tracy Williams to the podium. Ms. Williams.
Good morning and welcome everyone to the graduation ceremony for the class of 2021. Thank you for your attendance here today. Attendance with a gathering of this size is kind of a big deal for us now, considering 7 months ago when we returned to remote learning, we didn't know if this would even be possible. This is indeed a momentous occasion for our graduates. It's the first time in over a year that almost the entire class has been together. Graduates, I want to thank you. Many of you have volunteered in our community. You've served as essential workers. You've worked in local establishments and helped your neighbors. This past year has been full of choices and chances. We're proud of how you've managed your education during this pandemic, remote, hybrid, in person. You've shown resiliency, your strength, and you've looked out for one another. According to your yearbook, you've also learned some new vocabularies that we didn't know we really needed to know this time last year, right? Social distancing, asymptomatic, cluttercore, doom scrolling, Zoom fatigue, and coronication. With that said, as you look back on your senior year, I encourage you not to focus on the moments that were lost, but the way you rallied together. Focus on how you supported one another and sometimes sacrificed, and focus on the strength of the bond that ties you together as KCHS Trojans. I congratulate you in reaching this milestone in your life. You've succeeded in the most trying of times and conditions. No one could have foreseen this. You persevered, you stayed strong, and today you will be rewarded. Part of my message today is to make several thank yous on behalf of our graduates. There's a deep sense of accomplishment for students, parents, faculty, and community as we reach this day. Could I please have all the parents and guardians rise? This ceremony celebrates the successes not only of our students, your children, but really also of you. You not only survived the high school teenage years, but you did it during a global pandemic. You have been true partners in your child's education, and your support at home has helped to make this day possible, and we greatly thank you. The class of 2021 invited the principals and administration that have supported them from their elementary and middle school years. We're excited to recognize them this morning. With the staff of our feeder schools, Rock Hall, Garnett, Galena, Kent County Middle, central office supervisors, Board of Education members, and county commissioners, please stand. I know you feel a sense of pride seeing these young adults today. Many of you have watched them grow up from elementary school. Thank you for providing the building blocks of their education financially, academically, and socially. Kent County High School staff, teachers, instructional assistants, custodians, secretaries, cafeteria workers, administrators, our school resource officers, school nurses, counselors, school psychologists, and bus drivers, please stand. Today, we celebrate as a team. Thank you for going outside the box to figure out how to continue with the necessary work of educating students at home, in the classroom, sometimes both at the same time, right? Feeding our students, whether they were at home or in school, transporting our students, transporting their meals, counseling our students both remotely and in person, keeping us safe while tracking the ever-changing COVID-19 regulations. You've all been incredible during this past year while facing your own family and personal issues. You have shown resiliency, you have shown flexibility, and that will only serve as a model for our students with their next steps in life. And lastly, I just want to mention thank you to the town of Chestertown for allowing the stage to leave the town limits. This is the first time it's been used, and we are so thankful to have it. I think it's pretty awesome. So thank you to the town of Chestertown. Many years ago, 1986 to be exact, I sat with my KCHS class as a graduating senior and did as many of you did in attendance today. It's a day like today that I feel not only excited, but very proud to have the honor to address students at my alma mater, because Kent Countyans do have a deep sense of community and belief in giving back, which I hope our seniors have felt throughout their childhood and will pass on through adulthood. Each time I address the senior class at graduation, I try to find the final words that will give an audience an idea of who and what they're about. Let me start by saying that ultimately our staff strives to help students exit high school, whether it be ready for college, the military, the workforce. This means not only academically, but the soft skills of showing up every day for work. And that's not easy, but it is important. The culture of a school is equally as important because it describes who we are from day to day and how we function. With that said, each graduating class does have a unique personality that the staff has grown to recognize over 4 years. And I want to tell you just a little bit, I just want to brag about them just a little bit as we celebrate them today and their accomplishments in our school due to their leadership and their pride in KCHS. 64% of our seniors are involved in at least one extracurricular beyond the school day at KCHS, and that's during the pandemic, by the way. Why is that important? It teaches our students that being involved matters. Teaches students to build positive relationships, help them learn to work together, problem solve, use good time management. Thomas Goldsboro, Noah Eisman, both have partial scholarships to D1 schools. Noah's headed to Radford to play baseball. Thomas headed to Long Island University for football. Kate Irvin's going to Bryn Mawr to play field hockey. Ian Walters, St. Mary's for baseball. And Megan Speakman, soccer at the Massachusetts Maritime Academy. Thomas Goldsboro, Gary Emery, Dylan Connor, named first team All 1A North Bayside in football. Thomas earned the title of Offensive Player of the Year. Kate Irvin, Katie Wade, Stella Connor, Annie Paige Brocker, all named All-American Academic Squad for field hockey. Maddie Kendall, Olivia Jones, Cecilia Yamas, Megan Speakman, first team 1A North Bayside for soccer. The class of 2021 took 203 advanced placement courses while at KCHS. They took 54 dual enrollment courses from either Chesapeake or Washington College, and we want to thank those colleges for partnering with us. These following seniors graduated in the top 5% of their graduating class. Marley Berghaus, Robert Bourne, Thomas Martinez, Andrew Smith, Molly Grafton, Olivia Jones, Cecilia Llamas, Emma Walters, Annie Paige Brocker, and Kate Irvin. Wow. I'm actually in awe. I didn't make that. Wow. That's all I have to say. Maddie Kendall finished high school with 37 college credits, earned an advanced transfer certificate from Chesapeake. Cameron Spence earned 26 credits, earning a basic transfer certificate. 58 seniors earned the status of a Maryland Scholar from the Maryland Business Roundtable. This basically means they had a 3.0 cumulative GPA, at least 2 world language credits, chemistry, physics, or an AP Science, and at least Algebra 2. 58 seniors. Robert Bourne earned a full ride to the University of Maryland. Go Terps. Marley Berghaus, Dakota Salaka. Did I get it? Okay. Jordan Cox Pemberton, Sarah Hofstetter, Cecilia Llamas, Robert Bourne, Madison Kendall, Molly Grafton, Leah Mayer, Andrew Smith, Brandon Myers, Megan Speakman, and Kimberly Yoxolis all were offered over $100,000 in scholarship monies. $3,083,000 and counting in scholarship dollars have been awarded to the class of 2021 to further their education. I'm sure your parents will thank you for that savings in tuition. 73% of our senior class has chosen a career and technology education pathway, CTE, to complete over their 4 years. These completers are recognized by their color of their cords that they wear today. So pay attention to that. Those cords were earned for different various things, whether it's CTE or a club or an organization. Of the 105 CTE students, 41 earned a certificate of merit, meaning that these students finished a CTE program and also had an overall cumulative GPA of a 3.0 or higher. This next stat, we come in usually 1, 2, or 3 top in the state. We're very proud of this stat. We're just waiting, Mr. Buckle, on this year's stats, but I think last year we were 2 or 3. Okay. 55% of the class is considered a dual completer. That means they not only finished a CTE program, but they met the minimal requirements needed to enter a 4-year university. And we're really proud of that because we come in the top 3 almost every single year. 54 CTE students earned a national or state license certification or articulated college credit. 27 seniors participated in an internship with local employers, and we say thank you for that opportunity. 4 automotive seniors, Harry Fiegelson, Eric Wessel, Matthew Rickloff, Dennis Unikas, took and passed all 10 ASE tests. Our radio station, WKHS 90.5, raised over $150,000 in sponsorship support through our local business partners and listener membership. KCHS is the only high school in Maryland with a student-run FM radio station and is the top 3 high school stations with the strongest radio signal in the nation. Our senior voices, Nick Keene, Emily Bannister, DeAndre Blake, Nathan Cesarini, Jonathan Connor, Leanna Hardin, Caleb Merrick, Nick Walls, and Ty Wilson reach with the strength of, we reach over a population of 1 million people. Their voices are can be heard by at least 1 million people. Also, if we internet stream, they've been heard as far away as Australia. Kimberly Yox-Solis, Cecilia Llamas, Giuseppe Gordillo, Dayanara Dela Cruz Perez all earned the seal of biliteracy in Spanish, which means they have attained proficiency in 2 languages. Right? Notice they also will be wearing a medallion today. So where will the class of 2021 find themselves next year? 56% of the class plans to attend a 4-year college, university, community college, or technical school. Do me a favor, stand if you're headed off somewhere to higher ed next year. You can sit. 34% of our students plan to enter the workforce. Can you please rise? So our community will be recognizing and welcoming these students into the workforce. You may sit. 10% plan to enter the military. Please stand. Thank you for serving our country to fight for the freedoms that we sometimes take for granted. I know I've not captured all of your accomplishments, and I apologize if I didn't call your name and you've done something great. Please let me know afterwards. I'll shoot it out to everybody. But this does give you a snapshot of the class of 2021 and the opportunities that our small rural school provides to children in our county. This class is unique, not because of what they accomplished, because how they accomplished it. They took great care of each other. To quote the 2021 yearbook, when we were virtually together, we were never truly apart. Class of 2021, I hope you look back on your time and are proud of where you come from. Remember, it's always a good day to wear the blue and gold, and it's always a good day to be a Trojan. Thank you.
To begin our messages from the class of 2021, I invite Rachel Jones, student member of the Board of Education, to the podium. Rachel?
Good morning. Platform guests, administration, faculty, staff, families, friends, and the class of 2021. I would like to welcome you to Kent County High School's 50th annual graduation. My name is Rachel Jones, and I'm the SGA Executive Board President and the Kent County Student Member of the Board of Education for the 2020-2021 school year. Trojan strong, Trojan tough, Trojans for life. That motto has had more of an impact on the last 2 years at KCHS than we would have ever imagined. As we walked out of school in the middle of our junior year, we had no way of knowing what would happen next. Students were excited for a 2-week vacation, but it turned into months of separation from our teachers and friends. We have spent our senior year in virtual classes, unable to participate in spirit weeks, club activities, sports, or other senior events. We were forced to adapt to numerous changes throughout our senior year. But no matter what challenges we faced, we all came together for each other. And we have an amazing community, faculty, and group of supporters. We even had a group of parents who came together to celebrate us on numerous occasions and threw us a prom just a couple of weeks ago. We have made many memories in our time at Kent County Public Schools, and we will continue to make more as we move on to bigger, better things. Whatever we choose to do with our lives, whether it be attending a university, joining the armed forces, or going off into the workforce, always remember, we are Trojan strong, Trojan tough, and Trojans for lives. Thank you.
I would like to hand the microphone over to my classmate, Olivia Jones, Senior Class President. Olivia?
Members of the Board of Education, Dr. Couch, staff, family, friends, and the class of 2021, good morning. On behalf of my classmates, I would like to thank the faculty and staff who made this most unusual year possible. Thank you for helping us find our way through the loss of what we thought our senior year would be to the acceptance of what it became. Without all of you, we may not have been able to see our way through the various challenges that came our way. The Kent County High School class of 2021 is thankful to all of you, and we are grateful to be here, gathered together, celebrating the end of our high school journey. I think it is safe to say that this senior year was nothing that we envisioned for ourselves. The one filled with Friday night football, homecoming, collaborating with our classmates on school projects, lunch in the cafeteria, school plays and concerts, and well, the list goes on and on. There's no doubt we faced many difficult situations thrown our way, the start of virtual learning, the transition into hybrid learning, and eventually full-time in-person learning. When faced with adversity, one adapts to those difficult situations and can either show resilience and perseverance or inflexibility and defeat. This year, our class faced hardships in more ways than we could have ever imagined. I recently read a story about how adversity affects people differently. In this story, a grandfather uses a carrot, an egg, a coffee bean, and boiling water to explain our choices when faced with adversity. The boiling water represents adversity in this story. When thrown into the water, both the carrot and the egg are altered. The hard carrot, which represents resilience and strength, becomes soft, showing that it became feeble and weak when adversity hit. The egg was soft on the inside before going into the water, indicating that it was flexible and adaptable. However, it became hard when it faced adversity. It is now bitter and angry. The water changes both of them, and not for the better. The coffee bean is different, though. It doesn't allow difficult circumstances to change it. Instead, it changes its circumstances. When a coffee bean is placed in boiling water, it changes the water, giving it a rich aroma and good flavor. It turns the adversity it faced into an opportunity to see the good and find change to make things better. I feel pretty confident in stating that we are all coffee beans. We have witnessed every classmate here today persevere through the challenges of this school year to get to the opportunity to walk across this stage this morning. It's not always easy to adapt to change and make the best out of every situation. Again, this year was not always easy to adjust to, and we all had to deal with our challenges and barriers. We definitely had days where we felt more like the carrot and found ourselves becoming soft and weak, unable to find motivation to keep pushing. Bad days were expected in a year like this one. We found ourselves becoming bitter-spirited and losing hope, just like the egg, asking ourselves, how could things be worse than this? However, we kept going and kept trying and did what we needed to do. No, things were not as we expected them to go, but I think we did a pretty amazing job at making a great year out of not so great circumstances. We started off our year with a senior sunrise, waking up bright and early to meet in the school parking lot before our first day of virtual learning. It was an odd feeling pulling into the school parking lot on the first day of school and not actually going into the building to learn, but the joy on my classmates' faces as we were all back together as one class made it one of the most memorable first days yet. As virtual learning went on, so did our attempts to make our senior year as normal as possible. We scheduled a makeshift homecoming dance with fancy outfits and pretty pictures. Our SGA scheduled spirit weeks with fun days that allowed us to show school spirit even through a Schoology screen. Teachers made learning as interactive as possible, going out of their way to drop off lab supplies or deliver class items and books right to our doorsteps. The senior class parents and PTSA made surprise gift bags and planned events that never failed to remind us how special and loved we are. Instead of dwelling on what went wrong, we made the best out of what came our way. We made coffee. The class of 2021 is unique and special, not just for the crazy year we endured, but because of the great group of peers we are. Now, I may be biased, but I don't think just any class can turn things around the way we did and stay resilient. With the support from our teachers, mentors, and loved ones, we established a sense of community and family that supported each other and loved one another. Without this feeling of unity and togetherness, it would have been much easier to give into the difficulties of the year. Thank you for sticking together and always having each other's backs. As life goes on and we depart on our separate journeys, remember this past year. Remember how you overcame, because you proved that you can and will do whatever it takes to reach your goals, overcoming any obstacles that may come your way. I look forward to watching and hearing about all you will accomplish. Congratulations, class of 2021. Way to persevere.
Our next speaker has the second highest cumulative grade point average over his 4-year high school career. I am proud to announce this year's salutatorian, Robert Bourne. Robert?
Yes.
Good morning, Trojans. Like every other assignment in high school, this speech was heavily procrastinated, but obviously it was done. Procrastination is truly a universal art form, as no one is safe from their own laziness. However, as we move into our adult life, it seems we can no longer afford to procrastinate the future. We all have personally felt the consequences of the previous generation's attempts to procrastinate the inevitable. We constantly witness the resistance to social justice, environmental activism, and any help to the general population. This resistance is a more devious form of procrastination, as it genuinely affects people, unlike my late engineering project for Mr. King. With this, I hope we can realize that it may be okay to procrastinate an assignment, but to delay the future is to swim against the current of change. Continued procrastination delays the inevitable and furthers the severity. While the tragedies of the past may cast their shadows on our back, it is important for us to create the brightness for the path of uncertainty that each of us must walk. As individuals and as a collective, we are capable of anything we put our hearts and minds to. However, our greatest enemy is ourselves and our mastery of procrastination. Whatever our path may be, our future is truly great. But if we do not get up and make it ours, it is just another forgotten dream. The greatness of our future will not be limited to us, but will create the template and inspiration for others to soon follow. So, class of 2021, let us always strive and prosper, and no longer procrastinate the greatness of our future. Thank you, Kent.
This student has the highest cumulative grade point average over her 4-year high school career. Let's welcome this year's valedictorian, Morley Berghaus. Morley?
Hello, everyone. I would like to start off by saying thank you to all of the parents, guardians, family members, and friends that are here in person as well as virtually. I know personally I would not be standing on this stage today if it were not for the support of my parents, grandparents, and my little sister. They have stood by me in everything I do, saying yes to all my crazy ideas, and helped me grow into the person I am today. So thank you for being the best family a person could ask for. I couldn't have done it without you. Those of us on stage represent the class of 2021, but each graduate is just as deserving of recognition. After all, today is about all of us, no matter class rank or office. I want to recognize the future scientists like Rachel Jones, Claire O'Brien, and Kate Irvin, who I had the privilege of knowing the past 4 years. About our anticipated artists and creators, such as Caitlin Steckler, Marie Zappia, and Kate Zubagano, who are going to make this world a more beautiful place to live. And the school's expected healthcare workers, such as Cecilia Yamas, Lillian Berger, and Kim York-Solis, who will keep us happy and healthy in this uncertain future. As well as the world's future engineers, such as Brandon Myers, Joanna Cox-Pemberton, and Sarah Hofstetter, and Andrew Smith, who I have shared Mr. King's rulers with since freshman year. And our future entrepreneurs and bosses, such as Nicole Newsom, Rachel Worth, and Molly Grafton. And finally, I would like to introduce several of the country's future servicemen and women, such as Will Ashmore, Ty Wilson, Megan Speakman, Deja Dawson, Damian Lee, Shane Lyons, Gabriel Nikes, Alexander Sipes, Jonathan Connor, Javante Dozer, Nathan Walls, and Katie Wade, just to name a few. Let's give a round of applause for them and any current military officers or veterans in the crowd. And I know I was not able to fit everyone in today's speech, and I do apologize if I missed you. If you would like to send a complaint, please send it to my school email. I won't be looking at it again after today. But for the few I did include, we can see the vast amount of diversity we have in our graduating class. All of our futures are different, and we each have the privilege of pursuing our own passions. My passion includes gaining a degree in architecture with a minor in sustainability at University of Maryland. Go Terps! After pursuing my degree, I will get a career in developing countries, designing infrastructure and homes that will help the impoverished communities. This infrastructure will work with the local ecosystem, helping both the people that live there and the planet. While the future is uncertain, the past has taught us great lessons, both in and outside the classroom, and shaped each of us into the people we are today. Let this present moment be a gift of our accomplishments. Today, the world is plagued with many issues, from police brutality, racism, sexism, and homophobia, to global warming and pollution. These are difficult, complex issues that will take more than a day, a year, or even a decade to solve. I often find myself thinking about these problems, and I'm overwhelmed with their enormity, not knowing how I would ever be able to fix them. But together, we are this world's future. While each of our paths in life may be different and take us in different directions, I know our futures are bright. I know our generation will not stand until every voice is heard, until every person is treated equally and is fairly represented, and until our future generations can have the assurance of a safe world to grow into. We will raise our hands in protest of those that oppress minorities and fight until people are judged based on the content of their character, rather than the color of their skin, their gender, or their sexual orientation. Ruth Bader Ginsburg once said, "Real change, enduring change, happens one step at a time." This is our first step. We have all just achieved a great new milestone in our lives, and let this diploma symbolize the hours of hard work and dedication each of us not only gave to the school and community, but to the betterment of ourselves and the knowledge gained over the course of the last 4 years. While our time together is coming to a close, rather than focusing on what we're losing, think about all of the great moments each of us are destined to gain in the future, and the world we are going to create. I am honored to stand in front of everyone today and represent the class of 2021. And to my fellow graduates, thank you for making the last 4 years some of the best of my life, and I wish you luck in the future ahead. Thank you.
At this point, I would like to invite Megan Speakman, our senior class historian, to the podium to introduce our guest speakers. Megan?
Sarah McCown currently teaches English to her beloved 10th and 11th graders for English 2 and AP Language and Composition, respectively. She has had the pleasure of teaching this senior class for the majority of their high school careers. Ms. McCown graduated from the University of Vermont with a degree in secondary education in English and is currently the team lead for the English department. Brett D. King currently teaches the engineering pathway in his 7th year at Kent County High School. He graduated from Northeast Bradford Junior High School in Bradford County, PA. He served in the U.S. Army from 2002 to 2005 and completed 2 tours in Iraq, including the invasion in 2003. He then attended Millersville University for technology and engineering education and graduated with his Bachelor's of Science in Education.
Sorry, I was like expecting some air horns or something like, wah, wah, wah. Okay. Morning. Hey, you guys look great. Good morning, friends, enemies, graduates alike. I'd like to start off by addressing the obvious, that the seniors chose the 2 most hilarious, most intelligent, most successful, and insightful human beings to drop gems of wisdom on you today. Thank you for nominating us. And specifically to the person down there who wrote that Mr. King and I practically raised you while you were in school. 1, yikes. And 2, I think we owe you an apology and maybe a quick check-in when all this is over. All right, I want to congratulate you, first and foremost, on this momentous achievement. It's no small feat to be on this stage receiving diplomas, accolades, and awards in the year 2021 with one foot on the edge of an awful pandemic and the other on the edge of an exciting future. I know that the toll that these 15 months have taken on many of you, and I hope you know just how resilient you've proven yourselves to be. Teaching this particular graduating class and watching you grow from 9th graders struggling with Shakespeare to 10th graders beginning to critically think about social justice, to 11th graders debating philosophical concepts, reading thoroughly, you like that? To some 12th graders writing articles for journalism has been an absolute joy. Hear that? It's parallel structure. I want you to use it, okay? Cool. From learning what goes into an introduction paragraph to taking AP exams from your living rooms, you've grown and learned in these times, both in this building and out of it, and from these wonderful educators before you. And now we're nearing the end of this panorama, and hopefully it's taught you a few things about yourselves. First, you're flexible. The amount of rolling with the punches that you've had to do this year is extraordinary. This is a skill that will come in handy throughout your lives. In college, in careers, in moments of self-discovery, you're going to need to adapt. So let these changes in. Second, you're risk takers. Whether it's on the athletic fields, in the classroom, or even starting your own businesses, which I know some of you already have. That's rude. Okay. It's clear you take value. It's Wharton for you. Give it up for Wharton. It's clear you place value on taking a step into the unknown. Keep that drive to embrace new things and just try. We need you to know that it's okay to be wrong. It's perfectly acceptable to fail. And it's only in these moments that you realize your capabilities. I have no transitions for my next 2 points, so stay on your toes for the advice section. If you've learned anything from me, I hope it's only to challenge what you think you know. This world is full of new information waiting for you. Absorb it. Be the sponge you've always wanted to be. The sponge I know you can be. When we read Thoreau's work on civil disobedience, a line stood out to most of you. He wrote, "Let your life be a counter friction to the machine." And in class, you discussed how that refers to the government and questioning others making decisions on your behalf. But take it out of that context, put it into a broader one. Think harder about the opinions you hold of the world rather than the opinions others may hold of you. As for the gem dropping, I don't have much for you. You're entering a world and a time that is brand new to all of us. But as always, I'll do my best. Take the early classes. I realize this will be hard for many of you, but trust and believe it's worth it to have the day ahead of you. Don't waste your time or your money. This means hold off on the Supreme and the Fit Pics. You know who you are. When in doubt, rock out. Play your music, have a mini dance party, then redirect and refocus. Finally, take a few classes or jump into something that you wouldn't normally do. Experience that enjoyment in the randomness of being alive and meeting new people. I know a lot of you are looking forward to a world outside of this pandemonium that is normal. I'm here to let you know that you have the opportunity to create something new now. This normal world of the past had many flaws. Now is your chance to author what you think it should say. Please, for all of us, build something better, something you want to see, knowing that history is paying close attention to these moments of tension and turbulence. We've prepared you, so think outside the box. Lastly, don't forget, we're here for you. When you inevitably get overwhelmed with the world, don't panic. Reach out to us. Reach out to new people beyond your friend group. Ask for help when you need it, and know that your intuition can take you very far. And to use our beloved Schoology platform as a final metaphor, turn your cameras on, show your face, smash that thumbs up button when you're ready to move on. Thank you, goodbye, good luck.
Okay. Good morning, good morning, good morning. Short, sweet, here we go. I have wanted to teach technology and engineering since I was in 8th grade, and I am honored to have been asked to speak to you today. I have never spoken at a graduation before. I wasn't at the top of my class in 2002, and I would be willing to bet I wasn't even near the top. I had a lot of classes I barely squeaked by, a couple I didn't pass, and I even had to double up my senior year on some classes to make sure I graduated on time. I was not the best student. This all made that 8th grade dream difficult when I couldn't actually get into any colleges. I felt like I had to do something or I would never leave home, so I joined the Army as a combat engineer in the spring of 2002. It's extremely eye-opening to find yourself in the capital of another country while you're invading it during a war less than a year after you graduate. So many things that seemed so important then, like weekends, parties, and how I dressed, now seemed very trivial. Things that I thought I hated, like chores around the house, having to be home for dinner, and getting hassled by my parents, I found myself missing. I missed having pride in a place to call home, someone that cared enough for me to make dinner and spend time with me, parents that loved me enough to try and advise me away from making the same mistakes they did. It's amazing the difference a year made for me. Anyway, I got out of the Army and I got into a college. I worked 3rd shift at night to pay the bills and went to class during the day. It took me a few years longer to get through college, but I did. It wasn't easy, but nothing worth doing ever is. In short, it took me 16 years to reach that 8th grade goal, which at the time was over half my life. Thank you, Tracy. The class of 2021 holds a very special place in my heart. I loved watching you sitting on buckets in my class, leaving my tables a complete mess while scolding me for how unorganized my desk is, changing your passwords when you forget them, bringing me every Spider-Man knick-knack that you can find, and drinking all my coffee. I loved coaching a lot of you, forcing you to listen to the 80s music, seeing great aspirations given to perfect procrastination, and most of all, seeing you become the young adults that are here today. I have loved being a part of your lives, even if it's just for a little while. I don't expect you to take any advice from a adultish type person at this point of your life, but I will let you eavesdrop on what a 37-year-old Mr. King would tell an 18-year-old Brett who also wouldn't listen to me. You're going to make mistakes. Just don't make them twice. Appreciate your family and anyone else who loves you enough to want the best for you. Set goals and work to reach them. I said work. Don't wait for them to magically happen. Getting there is the part that's going to make you a better person. Don't jump off the track. Young knees are going to become old knees. Keep the job that lets you be yourself and make you happy. Don't forget what it's like to be young. The beauty of growing up is looking back at the experiences that make us who we are and using them to drive who we are going to be. Now, you can get out there and find your new cheese.
Thank you.
Good job, big guy.
Thanks.
All right. Okay, now the part that you've been waiting for, right? Yeah, okay. On behalf of the faculty and staff of Kent County High School, I recommend to Mr. Joe Getz as the president of the Kent County Board of Education and Dr. Karen Couch of the Kent County Public Schools, the members of the class of 2021 as qualified candidates for the State of Maryland diploma.
Congratulations, class of 2021. Your perseverance and your tenacity are paying off. With the support of your parents, you have graduated in a year like none other. This is a global pandemic. We expect you to be successful. We know you will come back and give to your communities, and we believe in you. By the virtue of the authority vested in the Board of Education and Kent County under the laws of the state of Maryland, I do now award diplomas and certificates evidencing the satisfactory completion of prescribed individualized courses of study to the students of Kent County High School who are recommended for graduation by the faculty of this amazing school. In receiving this diploma, each of you is entitled to all the privileges and honors accorded to the graduates of a high school accredited by the Maryland State Department of Education.
Yes, this is right there.
Rachel Elizabeth Jones with honors. Marley Catherine McGregor Berghaus with distinguished honors. Robert Daniel Bourne with distinguished honors. Molly Hainsworth Grafton with distinguished honors. Cameron Rebecca Spence with distinguished honors. Megan Elizabeth Speakman with honors. Haley Marie Cox Pemberton with honors. Olivia Rose Jones with distinguished honors. William R. Ashmore. Emmy Rose Bannister. Caitlin Marie Beck with distinguished honors. Sean Anthony Beck in absentia. Lillian Grace Berger. DeAndre Nazir Blake. Walker Lee Blankenship. Brandon Michael Bowman with honors. Ann Paige Brocker with distinguished honors. Tamaya LaShawn Brown. Edward Purnell Butler III. Renijah Lene Butler. Autumn Elizabeth Callahan with honors. Blade Edward Carroll with honors. Logan Scott Carroll with honors. Dakota James Salaka with honors. Nathan Mitchell Cesarini. Jamira Tanae Christie with honors. Caleb James Collins. Dylan Benjamin Connor. Jonathan Loren DeConti Connor with distinguished honors. Sella Kelly Connor with distinguished honors. Emma Hope Cook in absentia. Gordon Mackenzie Cox Pemberton with honors. Joel Cruz Osorio. Jules DeCalos. Deja Monique Dawson with honors. Dayanara Darlene Dela Cruz Perez. Julianne Norbeco Diallo with distinguished honors. Javante Orlando Dozier. David Allen Duff. Gary Lee Emery III. Reba Kate Irvin with distinguished honors. Richard Dakota Fabus. Tracy Lee Fatu II. Harry Davis Fiegelson. Sierra Marie Frayne with honors. William Taylor Frank III. Noah Lee Gilbert. Sean Michael Godley. Thomas Montrell Goldsboro Jr. with honors. Joshua Allen Goldstein.
Congratulations.
Josue Gomez Guerrero in absentia. Giuseppe Gordillo Toreros with honors. Anijah Kierick Gordon. Brian Cole Haas. Leanna Dawn Harden with distinguished honors. Jasmine Marie Harrison. Jaleel Malachi Henry. Lazaro Hernandez Rosa Jr. Sarah Catherine Hearn with distinguished honors. Nathaniel John Hickman. Demaya Ann Hitchens. Sarah Catherine Hofstetter with honors. Noah James Eisman with distinguished honors. Bryn Diane Jacomowitz with distinguished honors. Aaliyah Deshay Jiggets in absentia. Alicia Marie Jones.
Congratulations.
Matthew Guy Tyler Justice.
Harry Aloysius Keene, the 5th. Madison Nicole Kendall with distinguished honors. Xavier Claypatrick Kilby. Alexis Nicole Landon with distinguished honors. Damian Thomas Lee. Dontrell Cornelius Lively, Jr. Cecilia Milagros Llamas Ramirez with distinguished honors. Ayana Rain Leilani Lopez. Happy birthday. Shane Jeffrey Lyons. Leah Isabel Meyer with distinguished honors. Kevin Lamont Mallory Jr. Caleb Logan Marish. Thomas James Martinez with distinguished honors. Catherine Marie McDonald. Michael Thomas McGinnis. Danny Connor Menchie with honors in absentia. Caroline Faith Milligan with distinguished honors. Braden William Mitchell. Rebecca Joan Moore. William Shane Morris. Brandon Alexander Myers with distinguished honors. Myria Fury Miles in absentia. Nicole Sheridan Newsome with honors. Lily Marie Noose with honors. Claire Avery O'Brien with distinguished honors. Ashlyn Avery Orr with distinguished honors. Catherine Teresa Pagano with distinguished honors. Brooke Aaron Pettit with distinguished honors. Christian Paulos Phillips with distinguished honors. James Howard Plummer, Jr. Ryan Christopher Poole, in absentia. Lindsay Elizabeth Powell. Dakota Ann Pragg. Alexander Howard Price. Dimas Edidier Ramirez Reynoso. Charles Joseph Redman. Cassidy Joe Ruhr with honors. Matthew Timothy Rickloff with distinguished honors. Carson Ringaneri with honors. Octavio Alexander Roblero. Amari Marlon Russell. Robert Dean Sipe II. Alexander William Sipes. Andrew Wyatt Smith with distinguished honors. Sinai Vertez Smith. Kyle Ronald Spencer. Caitlin Grace Steckler with distinguished honors. Tyjanae Nicole Stewart. Christian Shane Sweeney. Linaria Amalia Taylor. Aiden Kane Timmons with honors. Ryan Hunter Timmons. Norma Torres. Cameron James Troop. Luke Jeffrey Turner. Joshua Daniel Uncle. Catherine Ann Wade with distinguished honors. Jade Nicole Walls. Nathan Lee Walls with honors. Nicholas Alexander Walls. Emma Quinn Walters with distinguished honors. Ian David Walters with honors. Eric Roland Wessel. Robert Ellsworth Willis. Tylante Lamar Wilson with honors. Dylan Chandler Wode. Shania Nicole Wolf with honors. Skylar James Woodard. Rachel Aaron Worth. Joshua James Yeager.
That is a small.
Dennis Nathaniel Yanikis with honors. Gabriel Cross Unikis with honors. Madison Elaine Yanikis with honors. Kimberly Janet Yak Solis. Marie Laureen Zappia with distinguished honors. Aiden Pavel Zottarelli.
President Getz, members of the Board of Education, Dr. Couch, it gives me great pleasure to confirm that the students seated before you today have met the requirements of the Maryland State Board of Education and the additional requirements of the Kent County Board of Education, which include increased academic credits, the senior research paper, the CTE senior portfolio and interview. By the power vested in me by the Maryland State Board of Education, it gives me great pleasure to confirm the completion of work at Kent County High School for the class of 2021, and I now confirm their diplomas.
Good morning, everyone. My name is Cameron Spence. I'm the senior class treasurer. Each year, we turn our class rings at graduation. The first class ring was developed in 1835 for West Point U.S. Academy. In the early 1900s, class rings came into fashion. However, the basic idea of class rings goes back to the Egyptians, who felt their scarab rings promised eternal life and they were buried with them. Roman soldiers felt their rings would bring them victory in battle. Queen Victoria of England had 6 dozen rings duplicated and given to each lady in her court. So, a class ring represented wealth, success, and belonging to a special group. Today, class rings are a tradition for high schools. Class rings are seen as a combination of showing school pride while being an outward symbol of the diploma. It is a symbol of the entrance into the world of adulthood. As a final act for the graduating seniors, we too will have a ring and tassel turning. Seniors, please rise. Turn your class ring one full turn. Take your tassel into your right hand and move it from your right side of the cap to the left. Congratulations to the class of 2021. We are now Kent County High School alumni.
I love that part. Now to find the hats, right? I love it. The organized chaos. I love it. Ladies and gentlemen, this concludes our graduation ceremony. Do me a favor, please remain seated while our staff and our graduates exit. They will meet you outside for final dismissal. Staff, you guys are actually going to lead us out down the middle, and we're going to follow you. So Aiden, you're going to lead the staff out after, you're going to lead the kids out after the staff goes, okay? Congratulations, everyone. Congratulations to the class of 2021.